Hello. We're going to let more people come into room as per usual. What is this? Oh. Okay. Oh, anyway, this is a spooky frame. I don't know why I think these are so cute. He's so cute. Look at that, so cute. Oh, I have that in my head now. Even though that's probably not the song you were talking about. You're probably talking about the Hall & Oates Man Eater, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Air Cure. Hey. Hey, hard to know. Hi, Jasmine. Hey, Babs. Thanks for joining. I was going to let more people come into the room as per usual. Oh, I got some holiday spirits. This is Harkin Holly. I don't know how to say this, but my neighbors know how to say it. It's basically the German mulled wine. Glutmayen. It is infused with cinnamon, vanilla, nutmeg, clove, and orange peel. It's good. Domestic gordita. Howdy. Yeah, I can't. Let me think of the Hall & Oates. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. She's a man eater, make a We can't see you. You are so close up. So it's because I did this thing, and maybe I won't do it here. Let me hide. I can't do that. That doesn't work. It's still available to you. It just hides it from me. We can't see you. You are so close up. How about now? It's because StreamYard has this new feature where I think it wants to honor those who are looking at it on the mobile. And if you're looking at it on the mobile, then the vertical version is better for you. Jasmine, you're not on the mobile anymore. So, and in when you guys are in the room, I can see that you are watching via mobile because of a little icon next to your name. I see you fine on YouTube. Yes, because YouTube, if you're watching it on your TV or on your laptop or whatever like that, it's fine. But if you're watching YouTube via your mobile device, then I'm coming in probably very close. I meant the bottle. Oh, oh, the bottle. Okay, here it is. Thanks. Oh, you're on your phone? Huh. It's not giving me a little phone icon next to your face anymore. Oh, gracias. Sorry, cracked my neck just now. Gracias. I'm letting it's wintertime. And so even though I'm balding, I'm trying to let my hair grow out. Because I need coverage on my head, but I hate it. I hate this middle stage. Like I'm not gonna like it until it's long enough for me to get braided. And then I think I'm gonna try to go and get my hair braided, even though I'm balding. But I just like I want braids just for a little bit, just a little bit. So maybe by the summer I'll be able to get braids. It's Trader Joe's. It's from Trader Joe's. Thanks. No. 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 Love the lippy. Thank you. I forget what it's called, but it's from the NYX lingerie XXL line of matte lipsticks. I think it's called Underrated. I'm on like a liquid lipstick kick. Like I really want to get in my lipstick game, my liquid lip game. So it's a pinky. I think I've seen the tube is sexy looking. I don't think it is. I already put it away, so I can't show it to you. This is something different, but so it, matte is can be a little drying. So let's see. But glossy is also annoying because it gets everywhere. Okay. Hey, Crystal. Welcome back. We'll get started in 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Seeking Sister Wife. This is season 6, episode 8. It's just papers, right? My name is Wah, and I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiancé, Seeking Sister Wife, Love is Blind, as well as The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is coming back this week on the 13th. So if you are at all interested in that content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Or if you eat the hee hee ha ha's while you're watching this and you want to give your girl a tip, you can do so with the options scrolling down below on your screen or up above if you're watching it on a mobile. For those of you who are watching this on Facebook, hey! For those of you who are hashtag replay game, please check the description box below so that you can see when I start talking about each and every Coops Badoops couples. And I think that we can go ahead and get started. This episode was okay. Oh, there's pictures. I have pictures. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to take this moment. I'm gonna get blurry, but I have pictures and I need to show them because they're intrinsic to my storytelling. Okay. They're uploaded. I hope my picture is not fuzzy. Let me know if my picture's fuzzy. Can you see me clearly? Because, when you upload at the same time you're going live, it disrupts the feed. Am I clear? No one's saying anything. So I'm assuming I'm not clear. Let me know when I'm clear. This one I put on my lip just now is e.l.f. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm in Yummy Gummy. Let's share the videos. Oh, you're not fuzzy. Great. I'm crystal clear to everybody. Okay, here we go. Let's jump right into the first couple, and we are going to talk about those gosh darn Merrifileds. So, starting out this episode, they were able to get a legal translator. So, after all this hoopla and drama about them not being able to find somebody who can legally speak Portuguese, and that's not something I knew that you could do. I mean, I guess, but I wonder how many people are just like like speak other languages like legally, like have taken a test to prove that they are able to translate in that capacity and then are able to be used in legal proceedings or be able to use in like documentation wise and notary. How many people, and do they have that for like every single language? And how common is it for them to find somebody who speaks Portuguese? Or is that just something that every good law firm has just like access to? Is it a whole like database of translators? This is what I wanted to know. But anyways, so they waited to the last minute, and in order to do this, they make it seem like they waited until the last day. But from the verbiage that they were using, it sounded like they were just nervous that she could be deported. So maybe they were like 2 weeks out from the K-1 visa process, but because they're 2 weeks out from the end of the 90 days, it's cutting it close because it takes the government 2 weeks to process your change of status. So, maybe something like that. Um, and so they're rushing to try to get this done, and then her family comes in talking shit, and he, that brother Sam with a mouthful of teeth or whatever's going on with him, he's like, just a little frustrated that you guys waited to the last minute to get this done. And she's like, are you getting spicy? And he's like, a little bit. And Garrick is not paying attention to any of this. He's just trying to get these documents signed. He's trying to make sure everything is working well. He's like, he's not engaging with that friend, with that his business partner at all. And they're like, yeah, we just don't trust her. And I'm just like, what's crazy about it? It's the only reason that they're able to talk about Lorena the way that they are, and talking about how they don't trust her and how they don't know what her intentions are, and that they hope that she's down for the family, is because she doesn't speak English. It's because she doesn't speak English. This girl is just sitting there with these grown ass white people just talking about her like she's about to take all their money. Like she's come from wherever she's come from in whatever part of Brazil they found her, and that she's come all the way here just to take Sam's money. Sam and Samantha just coming to take this money. And they're like, ooh, yeah. You know that Danielle and Garrick always wait to the last minute to get so many things done. And I'm like, you know what? Danielle and Garrick are pretty successful for waiting for the last minute for everything. They're doing well, I think, in their mind. So they finally get everything that they want to get done, and the family comes over to take care of the baby because they are going to go to Aspen to sign the papers. And this is where it really just destroys Danielle. This is the beginning of the end for Danielle, for their segment. So then why are you looking into us sooner? And we're just like, girl, if you don't leave this man alone. Lorena says that she's never wanted anything that they've owned. She knows that they've had a whole entire 20 years of life prior to her, and that she's not interested in coming in and taking what's theirs. Like, she wants something to be put in the prenup that has Danielle and her children safe. Because, Danielle, when they had that second baby, they weren't married. So I'm like, Danielle and Garrick have been divorced for almost 5 years. They had that third baby son, not the second baby. They had that third baby. They were not married. That baby was not sanctioned. That was not a sanctioned baby from their religion. And so yeah, it's just like a lot of like back and forth about the decisions that Danielle and Garrick are making and how fast they did whatever they wanted to do. So they signed the documents and it's all good. So the next day they go to get married, and she's getting ready, both of them, and they're getting ready in the same bathroom. And I think they're deciding on what her name will be. And we figure out that her name is Johanna Hilario Merrifield. And I was like, oh, is Lorena her like middle name that she's just kind of going to throw away? And was Johanna too hard for them to say? Because I'm like, I like the name Johanna. That's pretty. So, and they go to get married. And this is what she looks like when she comes down the stairs. That's her wedding dress. Lots of side boobie. Just the side boobie situation. And I said, you know what? Go ahead and do it, because Danielle looked cute too. Danielle, I didn't get a full picture of her outfit, but I did get a picture of her crying, so don't worry. But yeah, so Danielle looks cute too, and to come down, and she's feeling some kind of way because she, is like, it's just a piece of paper. I don't understand like why I'm so upset about it. They go to Aspen, and on the way there, she's like, they're like talking about whether he's nervous or not, and he's fine. He's not nervous. This is what I did take a picture of her. So this is what she's wearing, but it's a long dress, and this is what he looks like. And I see this man, and I immediately feel unsafe. There's something about that bolero and that hat that just make me feel unsafe. I don't know if it's because from Big Love, the villain in Big Love used to dress like that. And it just like, I don't know, a little bolero. Is that what that's called? It makes me it's the same thing as a good old boy. It's the same marker of poor behavior and racism as someone saying that they're a good old boy, or that they, honor their Confederate flag and like all that stuff. Like for some reason it's just a negative marker for me, and I don't know where it stems from, but ain't none good. And so he looks like he's a cattle ranch handler. I mean, that's an extra wide brimmed hat. Like that is like he looks like he is out in the fields daily with the longhorns. I mean, just rounding up bulls all day. Sometimes he gets on them and he rides them, but we really know that is not Garrick's personality. What that represents is not who Garrick is actually. So anyways, they get there and they get married, and the whole time they're in there, Danielle can't go because they don't want extra people in the space, and she's outside a boo-da-hooing. Like, I don't know why it makes a difference. Like, her piece of paper isn't more special than my piece of paper, even though my piece of paper has no meaning anymore. And, me and Garrick has been through so much together, and we got married so young, and, I don't want to feel, it's like, girl, you just don't want to be kicked out for the new version. And you look good, girl. 3 kids, you look good. You look good. Be happy with your husband. She's like, my faith tells me that this is right and good. The flesh tells me that this is crazy. And, but in my heart, I want to trust her, but it isn't easy. I'm like, girl, if you are not comfortable with your husband marrying this woman, then you should not have agreed to this. And then the next person you look for, you should get with an American. Or is it that you're just worried that any person is going to run off with your money? Girl, Bert did a whole number on them. A whole number. They'll never be the same. Never. So she's like, I still have my marriage license. And then when they come out and she sees theirs, she's just staring at it like it's the golden ticket. No, I got a golden ticket. Like she's about to go into Willy Wonka's, like they're about to go into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory with this golden ticket without her. I just am like, haven't you guys talked about it enough? You're still crying. It doesn't feel right in your body. Her nervous system is telling her she does not want this. And it's crazy. Who was it? Was it Nikki last week who was talking about religious psychosis? We are watching someone who is in a religious psychosis, who doesn't want her to leave her happy home. She's happy, but she also doesn't want her husband to be having sex with all these women. And she said yes to it. And she is physically not okay with it. And she doesn't trust herself. Man, I'm just thinking about that. See, now lip gloss everywhere. So now I was just thinking about that because it's something that when I was in religion, I had to as well suspend my disbelief. Like there was so many parts of me that was like, well, that doesn't make sense because science says, or well, that doesn't make sense because that sounds like something like that happened before people had like the scientific method. Like I think I had learned too much about science in order to really take any of it seriously. Because I'm like, these dinosaur bones aren't made up. So when were the dinosaurs in the Bible? And I had so many questions, but because I was like, oh, it's all about faith. So you have to just believe that this thing happened. Like it doesn't even matter if the evidence doesn't point to it. The whole purpose of religion is faith, or at least the Christianity group that I was in, right? Was faith. And so when I hear people say that they know God is real, and I think that's blasphemy because you can't know because you're supposed to go on faith. That's one of the pillars or one of the pinnacles, one of the foundations of the Christianity that I was brought up in. And I was going out on faith. And I think there was a lot of things that I thought were wrong. There was a lot of things that didn't feel good in my body. And a lot of behavior and the way, even like, yeah, certain behaviors of adults because they were adults, and spare the rod, spoil the child, and like honor thy parents and all that jazz. Like, I'm like, that sounds like something that we did in order to survive in a certain time period where the world was barbaric. Now it's like your parents don't necessarily know more than you. In fact, they probably don't because they're operating in a different space than you are. Like, so it's just really interesting that I'm watching somebody in real time suspend their disbelief, not listen to their entire body because of the religion that they're in. And I can relate to that because I did the same thing. And so it's just really interesting to watch someone go through it, and for her body to be rejecting it so much. So much. I can't understand how she believes she will be okay when sister has a baby. Yeah, she's not gonna be okay, and that baby's gonna be cute as fuck too. She's gonna be such a hater. Um, she's physically rejecting polygamy. Yeah. Been in a culty religion, but I left because the BS kept piling up and the cherry picking of the scriptures. Yeah, like it's just like, girl, you have to suspend your disbelief to a certain degree, because I sure did. I was like, that sounds old timey. That doesn't sound like it should be put upon us now in this current modern era. We don't live in such a barbarous time, and I use that word because I can't even imagine the way people behaved crazy in the wild wild west, and that was only like, I don't know, 100 years. I don't know when the wild wild west was, the 1800s. I don't know. That was only in the 1800s. I just can't imagine people behaving correctly before there was so much infrastructure. You know, you know what I mean? Before there was just like infrastructure, it's just like people were just out here being wild, and they're being wild now. So it's like no reason to believe they weren't being wild then. Okay. Next couple that we're going to talk about is the Johnsons. Now, this is another one where I was confused because I need more details. I need way more details. I want to know when this picture was taken, first of all. Was it taken before she got mad at him? Because they look pretty happy here. When were these promo shots done? So correct me if I'm wrong, and let's talk through it. So Matt, Shanae, and Angelica were already in a plural relationship. Angelica already had her sister wife that she loved and that she was besties with. The problem between Matt and Shanae is that Shanae felt that Matt didn't make more of an effort to be with her or to give her what she wants. He seems pretty like lackadaisical, or like he doesn't want to show or can't show too much emotion for being vulnerable to the women around him. And she was wanting more from him. She was wanting more time, for him to make better arrangements, and he just wasn't. Like, he was just kind of like, I can't do that. I have my real family over here. Or I don't know, is it clear if he even met her daughter? Like, it's just super unclear with like what their timeline is and how things unfolded. So by the time we meet them, they are literally not even on their last leg. They're standing on their last tippy toe. Okay. To the point where he rents a room, I guess, as per usual. And she's like, no, I don't want to have sex with you. To the point where she has started to date someone else and has sex with that person. So I want to know what that conversation was like. Did she tell him that she was going to go out and find somebody else to have sex with? Or did they always have a pseudo open relationship, at least on her end, because he couldn't commit fully? Like, what was that all about? Then, you know, he text messages her. She does not respond because she's already given him a pseudo ultimatum. He doesn't respond to that. He text messages her, tells her how he feels. She ignores him. He then decides, instead of trying again, that he's going to go out on a date. He goes on this very lackluster date that wasn't even anything truly worth mentioning. And Angelica is nervous and feels like he should not have done that. But I'm like, Shanae fully had sex with someone else. So that's why I need to better understand what arrangement she had with them, with what she can do and what he can't do. Because it doesn't make sense to me that she's upset at him for quote unquote moving on, when to me, she's already moved on. So I just wish that there would have been more information provided. Like, she says that it's been too much of nothing for too long. And I'm like, what do you mean? Do you mean that he went weeks, besides this last 3 weeks of ignoring you? Did he go weeks prior to ignoring you? Did you guys set up time to hang out and he would constantly cancel on you? Because you and Angelica seem like you have a great relationship, that you were talking to her a day. So where was the gap between you and Matt? It just needs to be, I just want to know more because I don't quite understand what's going on with them. So anyways, he decides that this is going to be his grand gesture, and he's going to take her on a nighttime train ride that goes up and down Rhode Island coast, which I imagine is what, an hour? Because I'm like 2 hours, an hour one way, an hour back. And it looks beautiful. And she's really excited. He's nervous because he says he doesn't do things like this for anyone. So I was like, oh, so you've never been in a relationship with anyone that you've had to like make grand gestures for. It's just kind of like whatever happens, happens, and you just kind of going with the flow and doing whatever. Because Angelica seems pretty simple. Like she wouldn't necessarily need all that, especially if they live together and they're having a good time and they're besties, right? So he says, it had been a while since he'd reached out to her, and she had been upset that it had taken so long. She says that she doesn't need grand gestures. While she likes this, she doesn't need grand gestures. She just wants sincere, honest effort. They sit down to eat. This man doesn't even know what her beverage of choice is. And I said, oh, it's more than that. It's like you're not paying attention. He's like, oh, you drink red wine. And she's like, there's a lot of different red wines. There's Pinot Grigio, there's Merlot, there's Chianti, there's Cabernet, there's Pinot Noir. There's a lot. There's 5. So which one? And he's like, I don't know, just red. And I said, okay, 3 years of being with somebody and you don't know what wine to order me if I'm not sitting there? You say problem. You say problem. So I get it. Now I'm like, okay, he's not attentive. And maybe he put more emphasis on the family with the 2 kids more so than her and what they had going on. So he says that he's willing to do whatever it takes and he's going to tell her this. But their date seems awkward and strained, and she's like, well, why didn't you, he says, why didn't you respond to me? And she's like, well, why didn't you reach out? And even then I'm not understanding at that point what's going on, because what do you mean he reached out to you and you didn't respond to him and you expected him to come back at you? Is it because you've already explained to him off camera or prior that you need him to make more of an effort, and that if you don't respond that he needs to like follow up to make sure you're okay? Because and I can see it to a certain extent. If you really loved me and I don't respond to you, would you not respond and check in to make sure I'm okay? What if something happened to me? So I get that. I think there are a lot of people who get away with putting in minimal effort, and when they find somebody who wants them to provide more effort, they don't know how to do it, and they think that person's being dramatic until that person does something dramatic, and then they no longer in a relationship. What are you guys saying? I see the dating doula in here. Or it's not the dating doula. Hi, Candy. Same. I'm so confused with her being upset when she was in another relationship. I thought that it was a sweet date, but yes, I wouldn't want to do that with someone unless I knew them well and we're getting along well. Why didn't he bring up that she'd been dating while on the train? You're right. Something, yeah. Yeah, he did try to bring it up and he was like, yeah, I just don't want to go back and forth about who's right. Like, I just want to fix it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think you can fix it. I feel like she's probably been telling him for a while now that things are not okay, and he just hasn't been responding in kind. So then we cut to Angelica, who's nervous at home, and she's like, she's my heart and she's my best friend, and my family doesn't know about this dynamic. So if we break up, then I'm going to be heartbroken and I'm not going to have anybody to turn to. So then we go back to him, and she's mad at him for going on the date. She feels like, I guess, that he moved on without fully closing things with her. But I'm like, why are you allowed to date and have sex with somebody else? Like, it's just really confusing in that moment. And then she's like, when she finds out that Angelica knew that he had gone out on a date, which was like barely a date, with this Wiccan woman that he did not like, she feels really hurt and betrayed by the both of them. And I wish that there was a moment where Angelica could be like, the reason why I went and I didn't tell you is because, 1, it's not my place to tell you. 2, I went because I wanted to ensure that there was no shenanigans afoot. And let me tell you, that wasn't even really a date. We sat around and made candles while she told us that she howled at the moon. So it wasn't a date. So just so you feel better, just want to let you know that's not what in fact was going on. I think she should say that, because I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't want her to feel betrayed by Angelica, because Angelica is so sweet and she didn't do anything wrong. And so she's like, I just don't. Sinead ends up telling Matt that she doesn't think that she wants this relationship anymore. And his response is, that's it, huh? And I said, oh, that's why you guys are breaking up. Because instead of your response being like, no, Shanae, like, I really think I'm so sorry that I didn't do what you asked. I'm so sorry that I didn't show up for you. I'm willing to show up for you. I know you're upset about this date with this other person, but I was hurt because I had found that you went on a date with somebody else. I didn't know how to process my feelings. Angelica's mad at me. She went on that date with me, and it wasn't even a date. We made candles. All this lady told me she howled at the moon and that my sex 15 years ago was adequate. Like, I don't like her. She's weird. And I don't want this to end here. Like, I really want to put in an effort, and I think you're great for our family, and I'm going to rearrange my life for you. Like, please give me another chance. He doesn't say that. His response is, so that's it, huh? And I said, oh. He's not a communicator. He's probably feeling a bunch of stuff on the inside, and it's just like, whoa. And I'm like, wow, that sucks. That sucks that you just let this go. This seemingly perfect situation. I mean, it's got to be difficult, especially when you're trying to do plural relationships. Woo. Okay. So the next couple that we are going to move on to are the Peraltas. This is another group that gets on my nerves. Because instead of Yesel telling Danny, your rules are crazy, we're not going to open this marriage up, he doesn't. And I think, and it's like, so then I think to myself, do you want to have sex with a new vagina that bad that you are willing to go on a bunch of failed dates until you meet the right woman who doesn't want kids with you? But no, he then tells us that he actually is open to having more kids and wants them. But he knows that his current wife, Danny, physically cannot do that. So it's weird. Okay. So we start off with her talking about how being a mother is exhausting, and she's the chef, she's a maid, and she's the entertainment. And I'm like, well, yeah. Is that not something, she's young. I think she's got 2 under 2 or 2, yeah, 2 under 2. And I think she's only like 25. I don't know how old she is. So maybe she just really did not understand that letting that man blow her back out would yield her having children who are going to take from her until they are old enough to take care of themselves. Because that baby is a year, maybe a little more. And then that other one, he's 2. He's not 3. Maybe he's almost 3, but he's not there yet. And so she's talking about opening up the relationship or allowing him to do so. And when he did it, he moved too fast for her. And I'm not seeing how they are a great couple. Like, that's what I'm missing. To me, she seems like someone who is not pleasant to be around. She doesn't seem like a pleasant, kind, sweet individual. And I'm not saying she has to be, but she doesn't give off like motherly vibes. Not saying she has to. Not all mothers need to be the same. But she doesn't give off, and it's because she's frustrated with this whole situation with Yesel. But I guess I just really want to understand, because they're packaging it like she wants to be in a plural marriage. Like, she's the one who's like, yes, I need help. I want a bigger family. But it doesn't feel like she really does, because she wants to control everyone else's bodies in this situation because she can't with her body. So she's like, Yesel ends up calling her, and we're supposed to believe that Jackie didn't immediately get on the phone with him after their dinner last night and cuss his ass out for wasting her time. We're supposed to believe that. So he sits down and they talk, and she tells him that the dinner was great, but she brought up the case about her not wanting this new person to have any kids. Now, she said any kids. She didn't say just a daughter. She said any kids. So now it's like we went from this person can't provide Yesel any daughters to this person can't provide Yesel any children. And she said, the conversation didn't turn out the way I wanted, and Jackie's done. And Yesel's like, well, can you go back and explain things to her and make it better and get her back? And Danny's like, No. I mean, we knew there was going to be two outcomes. It was either going to be yes or no. And the answer was no. So I'm really sad that it's gone. And, she's nervous that she's the reason why Yesel doesn't get with Jackie. But at the same time, not nervous enough to be like, I shouldn't do this. Like, I'm fucking up the process. I'm messing up what we want to do. And then in her confessional, she has the audacity to say that, as while she understands that, Yesel disappointed, but he's also not thinking about her. And I'm like, because it isn't about you. It's about him and this other person. And if you're the gateway, then you need to be a better gatekeeper. you're yeah, it's very, very peculiar to me. It's very peculiar. And so my thing is, at the very least, you need to come out the gate with like, Yesel wants to grow the family, but I don't want to grow the family. So if you get with us, you can't have kids. You're just going to help me take care of my kids. Or you can adopt if you want. Like, she hasn't explained that. She just said that physically it was really hard on her and she doesn't think she can physically go through another pregnancy. So it hurts her. It's not good. I mean, obviously, it feels like she does. Like, any woman who unknowingly walks into a situation where they have two under two and then are shocked and surprised at how overwhelmed and exhausted they are is weird to me. So that's why I'm like, okay, maybe she's young and she just doesn't know. But two under two is like a phrase for a reason. Like, it's difficult. And I know people who do it because they just want to have the kids and be done. They don't want to wait, right? But it is a very difficult situation, to the point where this woman is now talking about getting a sister wife in order to make it happen. In order to like be comfortable, because she wants help. Girl, that's crazy. So anyways, he's like, can we get back with Jackie? And she's like, no. And now she feels some kind of way. It's like she doesn't want Yesel to love that person as much as Yesel loves her. And it's like Danielle. Both of these Dannys are too much. She says that she will never change her mind. And he's like, I hope we can overcome this she says, I hope we can overcome this as a team without damaging our marriage. And I was like, it's like what I was talking about when we were talking about Gretel and Matthew from 90 Day Fiancé the other way. The decision to have or not have children when someone wants children is not a like, oh, okay, well, you said you wanted to have children, but I guess you said no. When someone wants to have children, especially men, because they can't just go out and like do it and have one themselves. When people want to have children, they want to have them. They want them. So they that's not something that you just be like, well, I guess I don't want them anymore. Like, I'm because I've always known that I wanted to have kids. Always. Until I got to the point where I was like, oh shit, I can't. Okay. And then I just had to look at my life and how convenient it is compared to all of my friends that have children. And I was like, you know what? I'm cool. You know what? Okay. I'm not going to force it. Because I was like, yeah. Like, I get it. It's a lot of work. And because my nephew came along, I think having my sister having my nephew and like watching how your world has to just like change and be all about that kid. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, I would get up with him and hang out with him in those early mornings, but like, I didn't have to. I did because I wanted to help out. It was all voluntary. But if you have to, if you own that child, if that is a child of your loins and you have not an ownership, but you have a duty, bone deep duty for the survival of that child, it changes things. So yes, did I want kids? Absolutely. But when I found out I couldn't, was it the end of my life? No. And that's just me though. Like that's because I've seen it. I think that people who really want the kids and like really are just like, "Ugh," you can't just like tell them no. You can't just you can't just be like, "No, you can't have kids because it upsets me. I know you want more kids and I want help. So we can bring somebody in, but you can't have a kid maybe, but definitely not a baby girl because I couldn't give you a baby girl and I would be really jealous." That is crazy. That is crazy. My mom told me she didn't find time to eat after I was born. I'm the second born. Yesel just wants to stick his dingling in every woman. I feel like he doesn't really care about raising kids, honestly. He's always away. You know what? I don't think there's anything wrong with Yesel wanting to have sex with a lot of women. You know what it is? I'm not opposed to, as long as the man is honest. I don't think monogamy is, I won't say natural, because it is. I don't think that monogamy is the majority. I don't think most people are naturally monogamous. Monogamy to me had a place in society back when there were barbarians and there was rampant disease and there were women who couldn't work. But as soon as women were able to like be out on their own and enter the workforce and like survive, and as soon as like laws really it started like stamping down on barbarism, like to me, I don't think most people are monogamous, and I just think they don't know that because there's no other way that's truly acceptable to be. We judge anyone who does anything outside of monogamy, which is why I really like this show, because I think that you can still be dedicated to a relationship with somebody and have sex with other people as long as you check in with yourselves daily and you recognize what your situation is. And if you fall in love with somebody else, fair, but you still gonna help me take care of these kids. Like, I think that there is a way to do it, but because most of it is under the guise of secrecy and a lot of it isn't accepted, it's still taboo, and a lot of it isn't accepted in the broader world. Like, that's why it's so awkward when the Davises go somewhere and they're like, this is my wife and this is my girlfriend and this is her wife. Like, it's so it's so weird when they do that. Because it feels like they're just like wanting to live out and proud, which I get, but like I don't know. I just am like, so I don't think there's anything wrong with him wanting to have sex with more than one woman, as long as he can afford it. I think as long as you can afford the children and as long as they're being reared correctly and loved and have a bunch of people loving them, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. So if he wants to have sex with more than one woman, God bless him. Because I don't know, like, I don't even know if I'm monogamous. But do I want to have sex with different people? Now I do. So he convinced her to get a second wife to help with the kids because he's not gonna. He's gonna experience variety. She says that she wants kids. That's why I need her to be real with us and tell us what she wants. Non-monogamy is a new concept for me, but I hear you all. Just saying it's new for me because I really believe I had to have a cookie cutter 50 Styles family, and I thought that's what I wanted. All I'm saying is that if everybody's just honest about what they want, if she really is open to having somebody help her out, she just needs a nanny. That's what I think she needs. I don't think she's open to that because she's extremely jealous, and that's fair. Be jealous, girl. Live your life. I just don't necessarily know that monogamy is the way for everybody. And like, would she feel the same if she found somebody else that she wanted to be with? You know what I mean? Because not for nothing, I think Yesel's quite handsome and he's tall and he seems, I mean, I don't know how much money he makes, but I don't know what their situation was if they need a dual income, but like there's certain things that I would value in him that I'd be like, okay, I'll let you blow my back out. He seems really sensual. I don't know. I feel like he'd be a good time. Listen, if a man says he wants me to join their polygamous family, I would say yes under one condition. I don't sleep with him, but I sleep with the other wives. Well, do you do you, girl? Live your best life. I just feel like people should just let themselves love who they want to love. That's how I feel. Girl, live. Now, speaking of people loving who they want to love and living their lives, let's move on to the Williamsons. This is so weird to me. So the Williamsons. So we start this off by hearing a little soundbite of Reese saying that he doesn't know if Billie Jean is as open to polygamy as she's making it out to be. He feels like that there might be a little bit of jealousy every now, like with her, but he's gonna let her work it out. So the friend Nikki ended up finding them a new person to go on a date with, and this person is Randy. Reese is nervous and he's concerned about hanging out with Randy because it didn't go so well at all with the other girl, Bess. But I'm like, you got to try a bunch of people, Reese. It's not going to happen overnight. And see, he says that if this doesn't work with Randy, he's never going to trust Nikki again. And I'm like, you got to give Nikki a couple more chances because you are a hard fit. So he says that he wanted to meet Randy at the playground because he just wanted to find a neutral zone, and he's a big kid. So like he says if someone can get along with him on the swing set, then like it's a good situation for him. This man sits on this swing and almost busts his whole head. He almost busts his whole head. Every single thing that he gets on here, he stumbles off of it, or he has a hard time getting onto it. And he's like, I'm just a big kid. And I'm like, you're just a big kid, idiot. What are you doing? Look at this man, head over heels. Quite literally. Quite literally. And so they're on the playground, and he looks at her and he's like, oh, are you a swinger? Oh, not like that. Do you like the swings? Girl, if they don't take this man off my screen expeditiously, immediately, get this man off my screen. I cannot with Reese. I cannot with him. He's so awkward. I can't. So they sit down on the swings and they talk. And he says that she's really cute, she's nice, and she has a great smile. And Randy is a single parent, and that she thinks being in a plural family is ideal for the same reasons that I imagine Danny thinks it's ideal, is to get help and to have a big family. And then so he's like, for me, it's about the family, it's not sexual. And she's like, it's not sexual? And he's like, well, it's sexual, but like that's not the first thing on my mind. I'm kind of vanilla. And she's like, I don't like that. Like, like I guess the term vanilla. And he's just like, yeah, it's not the first thing on my mind. And I was like, oh, I wonder what the difference is between like it being the first thing on your mind and the thing you think about all the time. Like, what does Billie have to do to have sex with him? Like, is it a lot? Does she have to like set the mood, light some candles? That like that was concerning to me. That was concerning. And so Randy likes that Billie is the person who wanted to do the plural marriage thing. And then he's like, well, we can go out and get a drink that's right around the corner. And she's like, well, can Billie come? And he's like, well, you want Billie to come? And she's like, yeah, I would love to meet her. And he's like, okay. And so she gets off the teeter-totter, which throws him off. He then falls to the ground. And then when he tries to get off of it, he like stumbles out of it. And I just would have been like, oh, I have the ick immediately. Immediate ick. Immediate. That man cannot protect me. And so therefore I cannot be in a relationship with him. So they go to a local bar and he's like, I'm texting my wife to say that I'm on a date and come meet the date. And so that's when he does the soundbite. If he's like, let's see how Billie really like, manages through that. And based on the soundbite from next episode, it looks like she is a little annoyed that he might be a little charismatic, or I don't know what, but we'll see. We will see. Randy has kids. She's got 3 kids. She's got like a 17-year-old and a something-year-old and then a 5-year-old. And she's like, I want more kids. And I'm like, what's everybody doing for work? I know they live in a place, is it Indiana or Idaho? Somewhere rural. So it's probably not that, if they already paid for their house and they're done with that. But I'm like, kids are expensive. Who's financing all these children? what's the situation? And so Randy's like, I have baby fever, and apparently Billie Jean does too. Billie Jean wants to have more kids. So they just like really just want a big family with a bunch of friends. And in my mind, I think Billie Jean is the one who needs to go out and find the sister wife. I don't think it needs to be Reese. I think find the sister wife and then hope that sister wife gets along with Reese. Because I think Billie Jean gives first wife energy hard. Like hard first wife energy. Like I think she wants to be the queen of the castle. And then like Reese is the court jester / king. You know what I mean? He's not even the king. Reese is the drone. He's the queen's consort. he's the queen's consort. Okay? He gives her the sperm for the hive. And that's all he does. So yeah, it's difficult. We're talking about Michelle Obama and all the other Black women in a mess. Yeah. So yeah, very awkward, but you know, to each his own. And I guess we'll see what happens. This show I think is only 10 episodes, so we only have 2 more weeks of it. Short and sweet, just the way I like it. And then we got a next episode where the Davises, and it does look like they have to let go of Teresa because she's doing too much. She's crying too much. She's trying to get in the bed too much. I told you there was something shady about it. It's because she wasn't in the confessionals. Now, I did call it out about the Merrifileds, but the Merrifileds next episode, Lorena is going to be in the confessionals. She got a new wig and everything. So hopefully, you know, I know the word on the street is that she's pregnant, or not word on the street, but that she's pregnant. So I cannot wait to see. I don't want it to be Seeking Sister Wife because they're no longer seeking, but I want them to be on some other show. Is it 90 Day Fiance? Happily Ever After? They need to be on 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After so I can see how Danielle reacts to her having that baby. That's what I want. They're no longer seeking. They already have the sister wife. His sister wife Happily Ever After is what I need to see. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys as always. If you're watching this and you get the hee hee ha ha's and you want to give your girl a tip, you can do so with the option scrolling down below, checking to see if anyone did anything so I can thank them right now. Great. No. All right. You guys have a fantastic evening. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. And jumping in the line and walking around on time. Okay, I believe you. Round on time. Shake, shake, shake. See, you know what? Shake your body.